gamers, we got some more news. In less than, I think it was 8 hours, there's been some Red Bull updates. So there's been a lot of feedback, a lot of negative feedback. I made a video about Red Bull Wololo, obviously their rule set, and I disagreed with a lot of things. But I said the whole package is what kind of gets me. But there's been some changes, and I'm here to talk about it. And I'm gonna put my opinion, what the tournament should be, and I hope it will be, okay? For AoE, for me to be happy as a player, as a viewer, as a gamer, and then I think this is what I'm about to suggest is something that 90% of AoE4 community will be giving thumbs up and will be wanting as well, without me trying to make like insane requests, right? There's been this update. Here we go. We want to thank you everyone for your passionate feedback regarding the decision to use Empire Wars in Age of Empires. Oh no, it didn't take 8 hours to change this. It took longer. Sorry, my bad. I somehow thought that this was posted yesterday, but it was posted today. For your passionate feedback regarding the decision to use Empire Wars in Age of Empires 4 Wololo, we've carefully listened to your concerns and understand that the Empire Wars game mode is a very unpopular choice within the community. Your enjoyment and positive tournament experience are hugely important to us. In response to the feedback, we've decided to change the format and will no longer be utilizing Empire Wars in the tournament. This applies to both qualification and the grand final at the castle. We're committed to creating a tournament that resonates with the community. We hope this change will ensure the most exciting and highly competitive matches possible, showcasing the strategic depth and skill that Age of Empires 4 has to offer. Additionally, there have been questions regarding the various stands for all games, such as casters, and we're excited to share with you soon. The event is still a few months away. We'll be sharing a lot of more information with you in the coming weeks and months, which I'm gonna cover the moment it happens. So, great news! Empire Wars is gone. That's number one. I think that's great. I talked about, like I said, yesterday or in the previous video, depending on when you're watching this, I talked a lot about why this is bad. It's bad because nobody plays it. It's bad because nobody cares about it. It's bad because most top players want to play standard AoE 4. And it's bad because even if we did play this, I would have to pay someone to practice with me because nobody plays this mode. And if we're getting one match, like I said yesterday, why don't we just have standard, right? They don't care what's online. They just want, you know, at the LAN. So this is great news. I'm actually surprised and shocked in a positive way that they actually changed it. No joke. I'm actually very surprised they changed it. And they changed it very quickly. And I appreciate that. Now, I'm not here to, like, every time they update something to, like, make demands. But I'm gonna get asked about this. And obviously, as a streamer, as a, you know, community figure, as a pro player, yeah, I should give my opinion on this because it affects me as my job. It affects me as a streamer and content creator and everything else. Again, they just said that Microsoft. Let me try to find the other screenshot. This actually happened like 20 minutes ago. One of the admins from Red Bull said, "Very important note on the format change. To put perspective, we're in daily exchange with Microsoft, and they proactively supported the change in the rule set, which we previously agreed on together. They're as much responsible for it as any other decision taker." Now, these are my, not requests, not demands. This is what I would like to see, because they're obviously open to feedback. I am glad they're open to feedback, and the tournament is still months away. So maybe, right? Maybe they hear some more feedback, and maybe they change a couple more things, right? Again, not demands, just talking about what I think would make tournament close to perfect, and what would make the AoE4 community happy. Now, prize pool, I am not going to discuss because obviously it's stupid to say I want them to put 100,000 more extra. That's not how any of this works, right? So I'm happy we have a tournament. So Empire Wars is gone. We'll go from the start, qualification channel, the grand final of the Age of Empires 4 tournament. We'll take live, yada yada. Qualification stage featuring all the best players. I don't know what kind of system this is. Combination of single and double elimination through the qualification stage. I don't know if that's like a just double elimination bracket and then whoever advances is qualified. I don't know. I hope that the matches are not best of 1s and best of 3s. I hope at the very minimum the matches are best of 5 and best of 7 if you're running a single elimination bracket, or double elimination bracket, because you don't want the player to go out in the best of 3 and they're out. So I would hope that the matches are best of 5 or 7s in order to qualify for this, because you're playing for a lot of money. It's basically like a tournament, right? Now, to determine the one true challenger to go against Marine Lord in the grand final. Now, I've talked about this yesterday, and I haven't really changed my mind. I've been in competitive gaming for 14 years now. I have never seen a tournament that happened last time 2 years ago seed someone directly into the grand finals. I personally have never seen that. I have seen tournaments that are like, you know, we're going to have a tournament with SteelSeries soon that's like Slay the Beast, and I'm playing against 16 players. But that's the whole concept of the tournament is that. The whole concept of Red Bull Wololo is not for us to play against Marine Lord, right? It's to have the best players compete. So, I know Marine Lord also said that that's weird, right? I think anyone who's played a competitive game, doesn't matter if it's RTS or FPS or whatever, it is weird to seed a player into the grand finals. Now, I'm going to compare this to AoE 2. So AoE 2, Tato got automatically qualified. So in AoE 4, we have top 2 players go to offline. In AoE 2, top 8 go. So Tato is not seeded into the grand finals. He's seeded as a qualified player for top 8. Which I think is okay. If that's what you want to do, to like invite your previous champion to participate, I think that's okay. If it's a top 8, why not, right? If it's a top 16, why not? Top 4, it becomes a little bit weird, because again, the tournament was 2 years ago, so it feels like we're playing completely different game now. But I think in AoE 2, for them to invite Tato into a top 8, I don't think is a crazy thing. And if we had top 8 offline finals, and they invited Marine Lord directly there without qualifying, I don't think anyone would bat an eye, right? I think everyone would be fine with that. I just think that putting Marine Lord into the grand finals is crazy. Now, I'm gonna show you why I think this is crazy. Marine Lord has the most S-tier tournaments. I think he has 5 and I have 4, or he has 4 and I have 3. One of those two. So, I'm gonna show you recent matches. To be fair, if this was 2 years ago, where Marine Lord was a lot more dominant, I think you can make an argument to seed him in the grand finals, right? But that's not the case. A lot of players can beat Marine Lord these days. So first of all, most recent, Wham, when is this? 3-4 weeks ago, beat Marine Lord 4-2, which was very impressive. We just had a tournament where Puppy Paw beat Marine Lord. I think it was 4-2, but it's just not here. I've beaten Marine Lord. And I think Louis can also beat Marine Lord. My point is, there's a lot of players that can beat him now. So for him to auto-qualify for the grand finals, it is like, there's a chance he won't make it, right? There is a chance. Like, if he goes against like Puppy Paw or Wham in round of 8, they've beaten him before, right? There is a chance he doesn't make it. So I think that seeding him into grand finals is not good, and it takes a lot from the tournament itself. Also, having massive qualifier for one spot is also, in my opinion, a bit weird. So that's kind of my opinion on it. And I think this mainly stems from it being top 2 offline finals. If it was a top 8, like I said, I don't think anyone would bat an eye, because let's be honest, if it's a top 8, Marine Lord would probably qualify, right? He would probably qualify. I don't think anyone's like, well, maybe he drops out. Nah, he would probably qualify for top 8, you know. I think that's pretty safe to say. So what do I think is a solution for this? I think there's 2 solutions. One of them is make Marine Lord qualify like everyone else, because this way, Marine Lord can quit the game today. I'm not saying he will. He can quit the game today. He can show up in like a Hawaiian shirt at the LAN, and he's gonna get 10k. That's crazy to me. That's like 6 months, 5 months away, right? So one thing is to make Marine Lord qualify with the rest of us, which kind of is weird because then they're inviting Tato, but Marine Lord is not auto-qualified. Or you can put Marine Lord into the top 8 of online qualifiers in order to qualify for the main event, right? Actually, those are two different options. So you can make him qualify from the start. You can put him into the top 8 of the qualifiers, so he doesn't have to play the previous matches, but he still has to qualify for it. Kind of like what Tato is getting. Because if you got to top 8 in qualification stage, you're basically top 8 in the tournament, right? Or, and this is obviously now like expanding the request and requirements, you can make the offline finals to be top 4 instead of top 2. And you can make a pretty good argument that Marine Lord would probably get top 4. So auto-qualifying him for top 4 would be fine. I still think that, again, he can get a rough matchup and not qualify. So it's not a 100% thing. But if you make the tournament a top 4 offline finals, then there's 3 players that can qualify. I think people are going to be more motivated to practice, to play. Because this way, let's be honest, that final spot is going to go to one of the top 5 players currently, right? And I think that's very demotivating for players outside of top 5 to even attempt to play. Because there's only one spot. So like your chances of qualifying are extremely low. Let's be honest. But if there's 3 spots, you know, maybe you, instead of having to beat 4 really hard opponents, you just gotta beat 2. Which you still deserve to be there, but it's not as difficult. And then you get that opportunity to play at the offline finals. So in the perfect world, I would love to see a top 4 offline event. I understand if, you know, they don't want to do it or don't have time to do it. But I think that would be the simplest solution, where simplest in terms of like drama, where Marine Lord still gets his invite. He is, you know, playing it offline. He doesn't need to qualify, but there's 3 more spots for players to play for. And like I said, the alternatives are seed him into top 8 of the qualifier rounds, which again are literally the main event for us, or you can just make him qualify from the scratch. So again, that's my opinion. I've never seen in any tournament, or obviously, you know, anyone or Red Bull can just come out and say, yeah, but we do things their own way. Sure, but I have never seen that in any tournament. So yeah. Next, the casters and stuff. The way they say the previous message, basically the caster stuff, and I don't know who's casting, I don't know who's invited, I don't know who they're inviting, so hopefully we'll get more information on that soon. But I would hope that we're getting AoE 4 casters and not AoE 2 casters casting AoE 4. And again, I have nothing against AoE 2 casters, I just know that they're not passionate about AoE 4, and that's it. And last thing, I think it's the last thing, I want to talk about the maps. Since they're very open to feedback, and I think this is the easiest thing to, like everything I've talked about so far, I think will require some approvals and some thinking if they're increasing it to top 4, some financial checking and all that. The map pool, I think, is the easiest to fix. I understand they want fast games, they want fast maps, and unlike what you hear online, I prefer fast maps and fast games as well, but there's a way to do that without butchering the tournament and the map pool for us. The maps that should stay, in my opinion, are Dry Arabia, Frisian Marches. I think Golden Heights should go out. I think it's a very RNG map. It's very RNG based, which civ plays against which. So please, keep Dry Arabia, Frisian Marches, keep Gorge, keep Holy Island. I think those are great maps. Holy Island produces great games. All the 4 maps that I just named produce great games. Rocky River, you can keep it, but Rocky River has potential for some very long games. Kavasan, there are better hybrid maps. Kavasan in AoE 2 is a lot better map than it is in AoE 4. There are a lot better hybrid maps. Socotra is just out. That map is not even updated or kept up to date in AoE 4. I hosted a game the other day. I didn't even spawn it with a wood line. That should be immediate removal. And Volcanic Island is a meme map and should be removed. So in my opinion, the maps that I would keep are Dry Arabia, Frisian Marches, Gorge, Holy Island, and Rocky River from these. If you want, how many maps is that missing? 4? If you want 4 more maps, there is a lot of maps to choose from. We have a lot of tournament maps. So if you want some good competitive maps, you can put in Cliffside. 4 Lakes is a great map. If you want like a hybrid water map, it usually has very fast games because the games boom, so your economy scales up extremely quickly. Cliffside is a very short map, similar to Mountain Clearing except for the meme part. So Cliffside 4 Lakes would be good addition. Himeyama is a good map. You cannot split map on Himeyama. I'm not personally a big favorite of Himeyama. I don't enjoy it. But it's a map where you cannot split the map because it's extremely open map. So that's another option that they could do. They could use EGC Lipany. That's another one that they could go for. I would personally not put Prairie because it's very boring and repetitive, to say the nicest way possible. I'm a huge fan of Avely maps, so I would suggest Coastal Cliffs for sure. This is a map that's basically Dry Arabia, but 1/3 of the map is cut off. It produces very fast games. There's no stone on the map almost, so you cannot camp for the longest time. Bridges is a great map. Coastal Cliffs, you can even do Cauldron if you want. Basin has a lot of split map situations, I would avoid that. Rocky Canyon is a good map. Regions is a great map. There's so many great maps that are very fast-paced in AV4. Like Region is a normal map, but because of the way resources are put, the games end very, very quickly. So there's some more maps I can check quickly. There's some more maps that I think I'm missing in the mods. People love watching, people love playing, and you will not have any drama. You will not have any problems, right? People are gonna just enjoy it. You could even do Canal. Again, I'm not a big favorite of that map, but you can do Canal. It's very fast-paced. Cauldron is a very fast-paced for hybrid map. So, yeah. Those are all the maps that I have named now that are usually hard to split. And if they're hard to split, that means they're action-packed. Maps such as like Highview, even though it seems open, it is extremely campy and I would avoid it at all costs. One of the maps that was in, I forgot which one it was, the island map. What is it called? Volcanic Island. That map, is every time I play it at least, it's just walls and it's just 40-minute games. So there is a way. I know that, you know, Empire Wars, they wanted to do it because it shortens the game time and it makes the games more action-packed and all that. But we can get that in AV4 without maps like Socotra or Mountain Clearing or whatever else. So please, if someone sees this from Red Bull or whoever is doing the rules for this, if you need help, please contact the players, contact the casters. I am 99% sure that 95% of top level players and casters and even viewers will suggest you these maps that I said because they produce very action-packed games. You can do like a full island map, but honestly we don't even know how long those last because we don't really play them. I appreciate the changes from Empire Wars. Like I said, I think that would have been a disaster. If anyone's watching, if you have any feedback for Red Bull or for their tournament themselves, just like I said last time, please leave it in a normal manner. Don't like call them names because they didn't know what map to put or what the rule to do. You know, give them suggestions. Hopefully they'll have more internal discussions. And I'm not saying that everything I said today needs to be put in to be a good tournament, but I think all those things will contribute to making it as good of a tournament as possible, in my opinion. So that's it. If you're watching this on YouTube, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Twitch gamers, let's keep going.